Clap it up for these two. We got a real one connection, folks. Clap it up for the could be, because it could be. Clap it up, yes. For these two, we got a real one connection. Hallelujah. Let me take. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Pointer here, host of A Real One. And I'm so excited, elated, and ecstatic for what's about to happen because as you see, I didn't even really have to pop them on. I wanted them on screen with me right now because I have two real ones that shocked the world. Okay, I have two real ones here that are just so electric and so amazing. And we had fun with them in Atlanta. So, we were on tour and I had George and Kiana on A Real One, a Christian edition. And it just so happens that they had a real one connection. Do you have a final question for her?
No, I actually don't, man. And
then my final question, do y'all believe this could be a real one connection?
Yeah.
I definitely do.
We got a real one connection.
So.
We end out on top. Very good. I'll take this mic and y'all can head out that way. Go connect. Go connect. Go follow your king. Go follow. He want to lead. You follow. Very good. No, that goes that way. Keep it. That's your heart. Very good. But before we dive into their connection, first, I just want to check in with them individually and see what's going on. So, George and Kiana, how you doing?
I'm good. Summer break. So,
Beautiful.
Yay to that. The kids are out. So, just been enjoying.
Oh, wait, kids are out. So, are you an educator?
I work in the education system. I am a parent liaison.
Beautiful. Okay, that's fantastic. Because we want to check in with both of you. So first, George, how you doing real quick? You good?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain, man. Life is good. Sales are doing good. The job's doing good. Things are doing good. It's been pretty crazy since you posted this video thing. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little different.
We're gonna get into it, and that's what the fans they've been craving it. But I'm gonna go back to Kiana. I just wanted to make sure both of y'all were good. Now, Kiana, you went viral for a variety of reasons. Now, you had said there were some comments. What comments might have stood out for you on YouTube? You said.
Well, I feel like some things were just taken out of context. I was, a little nervous being on it, so I did get called an undercover lesbian on YouTube. I thought it was so funny. I had to respond back.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Wow. Missed that. I would have responded too.
A lot of people didn't like that I popped my balloon on the guy, the saxophone guy, because he didn't want to be a stepfather to 4 kids, which is valid, which was very valid.
Right.
It's just I just didn't like the response that he gave to her when she said it. So that was it.
Well, but the undercover lesbian, I'm a little offended because I try not to have undercover brothers or sisters on my program. So why do you think why was that? Do you have any idea why that might have been stated? I don't think you gave that off, but
you know what? I do. Let me find it because I screenshotted it.
Oh wow, she screenshot. Okay, wow, she did better detective work than me.
At first, I was taking a little hit by it. I was like, what the hell? But then I was like, it's YouTube. It's YouTube.
The YouTube comments are all. I mean, I've been told over my 5 years of being in the biz, they've told me to unalive myself. I've been told a lot of very horrible things. So you never take it. You take it with a grain of salt, or even some pepper or some sugar. I don't take it all. Yeah,
or some holy water.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It ain't worth it. But you took a screenshot. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I did. So they had a problem with my white trouser and my shirt. I was too inappropriate for a Christian show. But they said, girl at the end in the white trouser is a time waster and an undercover lesbian.
I don't see how you wasted time either. I think you were pretty efficient. You stated what you wanted. You asked great questions. You were an amazing guest and a real one. And we were happy to have you. Let me bounce a question to George. Then I'm going to bounce a question back to you, Kiana, just to keep you both engaged before we talk about your real one connection. Now, George, as you know, you said some things that you said one thing in particular that just shocked, I think, the world. And you just kept multiplication like never before seen on our Facebook page. At least you went from 1 million to 2 million in less than 3 hours. The amount of views you got, and then it went to 5 million. So it just kept growing. So George, I guess what the fans want to know: why have you never touched a white woman? George.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Kiana, keep it real. I'm laughing too. George, tell us.
First, I want to make sure I ain't knocking white women when I say what I'm saying.
Right.
All right. All women are beautiful, right?
Amen.
You know what I mean? And this is my preference, right? But to be honest, I've just never took an opportunity, never really wanted to, never desired really, and I kind of know what I want. And at the end of the day, I really connect with who I connect with. I'm an energy person. I believe on energy and people. I'm not really even seeing the skin, right? Like I know everybody wants to make everything about color, but and I know it's different, right? But at the end of the day, people are people. We all human, and I love what I love. And at the end of the day, I think the world need to see that because the world gets out here and judges us, everything, everybody on color and their preference. You gotta love who you are, and you gotta love what you love, right? At the end of the day, and you gotta be true to you. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean. In the environment, everything I grew up in life, you know what I mean, and where I come from, and all that just never really wasn't around it that much, truthfully too, right? So I grew up in the culture and I love it, and everything like that. I respect it. I highly respect it. And at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going wrong with the beautiful women that I choose to like.
I mean, look at who you connected with. You definitely didn't go
Like
wrong.
facts.
Kiana's the real
Yeah.
one. We had a lineup of chocolate goddesses, as many would say, as some commented.
Mhm.
So, we pick them well on a real one, obviously. And
Mhm.
and Kiana, to go back to you, in your defense of even how some might have commented on your wardrobe, you didn't even plan to be on the show. You want to clear that up?
Man.
Yeah, I didn't even plan to be there at all. Like I said, I think it was during our segment when me and you were talking, George, that I had told him like I just came just to support a friend, which I really was
Yeah.
there because we was about to
Yeah.
be outside after this. So I came dressed prepared to
Turn up.
yeah, turn up.
Right, right. And you still turned up with us on a Christian edition,
Yeah.
which was a lot of fun. So I'll swing it back to Kiana because Kiana, there was something that you went viral on in regards to politics. You
Mhm.
asked the gentleman, did you vote in the last election? He said no, and you popped. So you already shared why politics is important to you, but what some fans were saying, which I want you to kind of speak on, if you will, you didn't ask him if he was to vote, who he would have voted for.
Mm.
Does who he would have voted for, would that have determined the pop or not?
Um, I think all in general was, well, it came down to voting. The next question would have been, who did you vote for?
Mhm.
My clear stance on was just voting. There was no excuse not to vote. You had absentee ballots, saying it wrong. Absentee ballots to put in your vote if you did not have residency in the state of Georgia.
Right.
So I like to look things out of a bigger scale wise. And so when it comes into relationships and stuff like that, you want to know if your partner is thinking outside the box and also cares about the same things you care about as well too.
Right.
So I didn't feel the need to ask the follow-up question because the question too, if you did vote as a Black male, if we're gonna put 2 + 2, I'm gonna already think hopefully you're voting for the right person.
Mhm.
But if not, even still, if you wanted to vote for Trump and that was your party, go.
Would you have popped? Because some fans were, and he's not here
She
to
would have
state
popped.
his
She would have
case, but
popped. She would have popped. She would have
a
popped.
lot of fans were saying, that gentleman who we might have on because he did get a real one, someone you believe, I believe, and I don't know if that, we'll find out about that connection checking at another time. But someone like he's kind of lying in that he actually voted for Trump, but he was the same to say it. I don't know. He's not here to defend his case, but you would have popped if it was, as one fan called it, a citrus clown. You would, if he had voted for the citrus clown, you would have broken a heart.
Funny. I love that citrus cloud. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Hey,
ready to get
point.
into your
Well,
connection,
hold
but
up. I
George, there's
got I
another.
got one thing I gotta address on this
Sit
thing
it.
real quick, corner, because it was something that I was asked on the show, right? And it was like, hey, like, what's your favorite verse in the Bible, right? And do you know it, right? And yo, let me clear the air on this, right? Let me
Please, please
clear this
clear it.
quickly. So if you look, Psalms is on me. That's what I was telling her right there. There's no verse. There's no verse. It's next to my daughter's name, and it's right there. This is about my life. This is
Right.
something I wrote. So I want to clear the air. I
Thank you,
want to
George.
clear the air because guess what? I do know Psalms 28:7. The Lord is my shepherd and my shield. My heart turns unto him. And I'm not gonna read the whole thing, we're gonna get all
Amen.
into it. But I want to clear
Amen.
the damn air on that. Okay. And that's why
Complete
part of the
there.
reason the room got boy thing, and you misread my tattoos. So you can't do that.
And thank you, George, for clearing that up, because there were people. One person said they read through
Man, the
150
homies.
versions of the
Yes. My
Bible, and I was
homies
like,
was
I
like,
understood it
yo,
in the moment. I knew that
yeah.
you weren't saying that was Psalm
It
28:7. I
connects.
would
Yeah,
have,
it connects. You know what I mean? It's to the connection, but it ain't that.
yeah, because I was like, I know the NIV, NKJV, KJV, NLT, and I was like, people know
Bro,
Pointer knows the word. I was like,
bro,
he that's just a quote that
bro.
he likes, but
Pointer,
in the moment.
I know God with things I've been through. Me and God that had some conversations. Trust me, he'd be disappointed in me if I came out and did some false
That
stuff
was,
like that. So
that,
I
that
ain't gonna
was
play like that. So I was gonna go in the comments too, but I learned, I had to read through these comments, man. You gotta have thick skin. And I also learned, you know what, you gotta ignore them. So I wanted people just to keep chopping it up and keep, assuming, because guess what? It was making us go viral. It was boom, boom, boom. Keep talking, baby.
and it was just natural, and none of us were trying. That's the beauty of this show. We're real. Y'all are real ones from Atlanta. We just came on the show. We had a great time. None of it was trying to get attention. I was trying to get y'all a
Nah.
real one. That was my only intention. Okay, before we get into y'all, I'm really excited to see what happened between y'all. But George, back to you with snow bunnies or the lack thereof. Have you dated outside of the queens? Have you tried, a spicy Latina mama? Have you tried, have you gone over to Asia, Japan? Like what?
I've been around. You know what I'm saying? I've had some Spanish, beautiful Latinos. So absolutely.
Okay.
I've had mixed
Here,
women.
Wait,
so
Kiana, say it again.
I said he did try the Latino over here.
Oh, so
Yeah.
because you're mixed.
hmm
Yes.
So,
So you got a double, no cheese.
yeah. So I've been with mixed, you know what I mean, Latinos, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I've been, yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay, but like you said, preferences with the black queens.
Preference all day.
Final question for George, and I have a final question for Kiana. Then we're going to go into the connection check-in. But George, is your mom white?
Yeah, man, I love my mama. She's white. God rest her soul.
Amen. And is your dad white too?
Pops is white.
A double. Okay, because some fans
Yeah.
were wondering. They were like, "Wait, is he half? Is he Creole?" Because I didn't just assume you were Caucasian,
Yeah.
or
Well,
European,
you know what? See, the
Anglo-Saxon,
thing
whatever
about it
side.
is, right? The world, and this is why I wanted to get out. The world's gonna see me because, man, I don't want you to see me as a color. Like you shouldn't see me. You should see my energy. You should see my light. Forget the color you're looking at here. See the person. See my soul. See my energy. See my vibrant. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's what we should see in everybody.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
after all,
mean?
colors don't matter either. Jesus don't care what he
But
made us all, the beauty of diversity, but cares about
and
the
that's the
soul.
beauty of life, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about you and your energy, man. It's about
Yeah.
who you are. Love yourself.
Love it. And now, Kiana, final question for you. Have you ever dated an unmelanated man, or would George be your? I mean, he's melanated at heart. His energy is melanated. But Kiana, have you went
Oh
to the
man.
vanilla shop before?
Well, I have dabbled in different flavors. Yes,
Okay. Okay. Baskin Robbins sponsor us, Baskin. Okay. No more delay. Let's get right into this connection check-in that the fans wanted to know. George, Kiana, have you been out on a date?
we did.
Mhm.
Okay. Who's gonna speak on that?
I'll start. I think I
Okay.
deserve to start. First, I want to say we definitely did. We did a few dates, right? And I can tell you, they were beautiful, right? The times we had, the connection we had, it was amazing, right? We really vibed. I mean, I could tell you one night, I think we didn't come home until 4 or 5 in the morning. We was out, I think, around like just having a great time, just enjoying ourselves, enjoying the city,
That's
right?
awesome.
Just being free, right? And vibing. So I think our dates were amazing and our connection was amazing on those times for sure.
Wow. Kiana, what do you have to say on that?
Oh no, I definitely have to agree. Like, we did have really good dates, communication wise as well too. Like he said, a lot of times we were just talking to like 4 o'clock in the morning just about any topic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the connection I think was definitely it was really good. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the status now? Because it's been a minute since we filmed and y'all connected. Kiana's laughing maybe or giggling. What is the status of this connection?
Um we don't talk at all now.
Whoa. Okay. Well, who's gonna keep it real and
That's
share?
on me. That's on me. It's not
Okay.
her.
He was able to acknowledge it.
1,000. Yeah. It's not her.
Point.
1,000. Yeah. I'm a real one. She's a real one. And
Yeah.
yeah, I would never even put the situation even near her like that because she's a great person, right? Energy, soul is just off the chain, right? Beautiful. So yeah, it was on me.
So is that what happened, George? It's on you. What happened?
Whew, some life things happen,
Yeah,
right? And just to be honest, and she had reached out and she was being very supportive right through the time. And she had sent a very beautiful message. I'll be honest, I actually didn't even know how to respond to it, right? Like, and I was just, damn, because I knew I had fumbled, right? And I understood it, right, at the end of the day, right? When I had to stood on that and own that, right? But she deserves a beautiful life, right? She deserves somebody that's fully gonna be locked in, right? You know what I mean? At that moment in time, some things came after the show that I had to handle, which is way better now, like a million times better now than what it was. And she knows what I'm talking about.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, right? So that came into play. So I have to take full on ownership. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, she did everything she was supposed to, right? So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Just keeping it real.
Okay, and it's not something you want to share. You want to keep it kind of between
Yeah, I
y'all.
mean, yeah. We're gonna keep that. Yeah, we're gonna keep that off the record.
That's okay. So now that it's a million times better, Kiana, question for you: would you be open if there were to be some, if George were to maybe slide in your DMs at the right time or something? Would you want to maybe mend a connection?
Oh, yeah, I think George knows my answer on this one. I'm very straightforward, so how I see things is very much on a, if it took to now to talk to me, there was so many other options to have that open door to communicate.
X.
And so if it took you to bring us into a link up, I'm gonna be like, listen here, sir, we could be cordial, but at this
I
point,
dig it.
kind of like,
Kind of over it.
I left the door open. You can only stand in between the threshold for so long. And again, like he said, I was very supportive about it. Like I understand, like he was going through a lot. Sorry, not a lot, not like that, but
I get it.
he was handling some things that a lot of people may not have the patience for. And so when it comes to dating, you just want to make sure that especially for a man, they are in the right space to date and fully want to date
Facts.
you. It's just in that moment, I guess I was all in it for it now. To come back again, it's like, oh, you got to break down a whole wall, a whole guard. So it's also the effort that is put into it. But where I am right now, it's just kind of like, I'm kind of in a space where I'm just kind of like just enjoying life and giving it what it can expect right now.
I feel it.
And especially for me, like I have so many other things that I'm trying to figure out in my own terms of like going back to school or what I'm doing in my next chapter in air. So it would be like I don't want to play him now, but I'm just not in that headspace anymore.
I get it. And I thank you for that transparency and that realness. That's why you're a real one. So for George, and I guess like Kiana knows knew how she would answer and stuff. You kind of felt that because were you looking to connect back with Kiana? Or are you kind of like, we connected, it was cool, we had some great dates, but after what happened, now are you going in a different direction?
To be honest, right, like she's right. Let me just stand on that, right? I should have reached out sooner before we even got on this whole link up thing. Truthfully, right? I should have reached out to her, gave her that respect, right? Truthfully, I'm kind of like with her, right, on the same thing. I've kind of realized that situation that I was dealing with at the time, I really handled it and things are going good, right? So my main focus is going in that direction, right? And that deserves my direction a lot more than really being out here, I guess, like dating or taking somebody like really serious. Like you said, I'm big on mental health, right? I want to have everything lined up, right? I don't want to entertain women or, go with women while I'm still dealing. I realized that with Kiana, right? Because it was really cool. And then that happened and I saw how it derailed us, right? On my part, right? So at the end of the day, I need to make sure everything is lined up with me, right? And what I got going on and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself, right? It's number one priority, right? And at the end of the day, I got a lot of responsibilities to handle, right? That really need my calling. And that calling is there, right? And it's amazing with a lot of great things that are going in that direction for me right now.
Still
So at
corporate
the end,
director, right?
facts. Oh yeah, that's great, man. Business is balling, right? Business is balling, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And Kiana knows what I'm talking about because we've talked about it, right? And at the end of the day, like what she'll know is I'll just say, hey man, I appreciate you, right? Because everything is better now. You know what I'm saying? I took the right proper steps, all that good stuff, right? So I'm getting to be a part of their lives, Kiana, right? So it's really amazing, right? Both.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, some good things are really happening. And right there, that's where my priority lies right now, right? And I gotta have somebody truly understand that too, right? Because I may not be able to give you all my time and attention right now. While I got two priorities to really focus on and be there for and handle, right? And to be a good man and actually show them what a real one is, right? So they can set their futures up.
Yeah. And
That's deep.
I'm so sorry, I didn't even cut you off, Pointer.
No, you're good. Okay, I want you to speak.
I was just gonna say to George, like, that's so refreshing to hear. Like, especially when we had communicated, I understand how much it was hindering you, like, with your spiritual and emotional and mental as well too. So to hear you say that you're in a better place, I just want to recognize that. I'm so glad that that's where you need to be at. I honestly really did pray that
Hey, I needed that.
you would get
Appreciate you.
need. So to hear that an answer is being prayed, like that's really good. I really hope that you wanted to find what you needed in that moment.
No, I appreciate that. And prayers help for real.
Thank you.
Y'all God bless. Y'all God bless. So, okay, we're about to wrap up then, since y'all are handling this very maturely, and that's another thing people love about this show. How real ones, they don't have to get messy, they don't have to get nasty, ain't got to be reaching virtually across, cyberspace to knock somebody out. It's like, look, it either worked out or it didn't. We can move forward. But how many dates did y'all go on? Do y'all have a number? How many was it?
Damn. Well, it's funny. We have a little laugh here, right? I consider from when we left the show, Pointer, we spent like the entire time together,
Just you two,
right? And just us the entire
okay.
time. We went and walked in the park, right, and just talked. We got on scooters. We had a blast, right?
Yeah.
She didn't consider that really a date, but I'm gonna say,
I would.
I'm gonna say it was a date. It started off the rip as a date. It was just, it was an experience date, right? It was just we were
Yeah.
literally just walking, riding scooters. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, the time just was going by.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
and
how
we went
many
on quite a
total
few
though?
dates.
So that does count as one.
So,
Was it less than 5? Was it more than
I say
less?
two.
two. Yeah, I think it was like two. She don't count two. I'm gonna let her give the number. She don't count certain things.
Oh,
So
Kiana, you're not counting that first
yeah, she don't.
experience.
She don't count certain things. So we're not gonna count them, right? We're not gonna count them.
So we're counting. So Kiana, you're not counting day one when you met on the show. So
No, I'm counting day one as a date.
okay.
That's
you
the
counting it now. You counting it now.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll count.
So 1.5, Kiana, or 2?
That was two.
Okay. That's a blessing, and that's the beauty, because people can connect on the show and it may not last, but even for that minute, you learn something. As my dear aunt would say, in every lesson, there's a blessing, so you never know what can come from being on the show and connecting with people. So I just appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are real ones. Is there anything, Kiana, say your Instagram just so I can put it on there. You can say it and people can, I mean, I don't know if you want a new dude to slide in. I don't know, unless George does. I don't know. I'm praying.
I just say I'm in a position of not really dating right now. Just kind of try to.
So you're good. You just okay. So I won't slide in your DMs to get you on the show again. Okay, so we'll leave that alone until you're ready.
But I will say, don't follow me if you support Trump and all this immigration.
Hey,
get him, baby.
Yeah.
My people.
Yeah.
Protect our undocumented workers, y'all.
And this is going out ASAP, so that's great. It's great you're speaking your piece.
Thanks.
While we're here, let's think about more things that we can do as a unity together. I just feel like with everything going on, y'all, there's so much things to worry about. We got people getting deported who was already born here, so I just say make sure you know your laws, make sure you know your rights, and if you're an immigrant out there, make sure you get in contact with a lawyer.
She's spitting. She's speaking.
Facts.
All right.
You're on the platform to say it, so
that's right. Say what you need to say. George, would you like to share your IG? So I would. Okay, wait. You know what? I'm sorry. I was supposed to try to be done. Kiana, did any?
IG. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to if you don't want. If you still want to share it, you can.
It's just Kiana Cruz.
Okay. Say it one more time for the hood.
It is XO Kiana Cruz.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure because sometimes the audio be tripping. And then I am curious because I like to ask guests this on Connection Check-in sometime. Did anyone slide in your DMs, Kiana, after you were on the show?
No.
Okay. George, Because I had there were tons of comments. Some DM'd me, George, asking for your Instagram. Some ladies. Some made me a little jealous, but I'll leave that alone. George, did you get any DMs?
A ton.
Okay. And see, it might be out of respect because since Kiana connected with you, I think it's out of respect some dudes didn't slide into your DMs, Kiana. Because I'm not the type, people will reach out and try to make me a matchmaker after the show and be like, oh, what's Kiana's IG? And I'm like, well, she got her real one. So if she was, I'm not trying to disturb happy homes.
Well, I am private on Instagram too. So I did a lot of followers. Well, not a lot of followers, but I did see an amount of men following. And I was like, where's this coming
they were
from?
out of respect. They were not sliding in. George, share your IG. Show your IG because you'll be posting and, doing your thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my IG is Groovy Hustle.
Groovy Hustle. He be hustling in a moving fashion. We love to see it. Kiana and George, y'all are amazing. I thank y'all so much for coming out. You are real ones. And fans, continue to subscribe, like, comment, share. If you want more connection check-ins, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts. Be kind. See, Kiana is a lady. She was ready to turn up. She ain't no undercover, nothing. She's a real deal. She's a real deal. And George, he loves all women. Okay, this is just a summary, y'all. Just so white ladies don't be upset. You could have a chance if you go get a tan that's strong enough. Anyway, ladies, y'all are amazing. George, Kiana, I will get y'all on the next connection check-in. Thank you. I know what you're thinking, friends. I want to watch more of his videos. Well, that's a beautiful thing. We've got this video here, which is one of my favorites. I promise you, you won't regret watching it. We also have this playlist if you just want to dive deep into what we do, or this video here, which is groundbreaking, or you can click this if you plan to subscribe, which I hope you do. So thank you for watching, folks. We've got a lot of content just for you. Hope you enjoy.